Hello world, welcome back. I am Masculinity Architect Duwayne Langham. This is the Ave, Yolo Ave, the road least traveled. You're joining along for my 1 year journey, documenting 365 days to deliver a quantum leap in results, growth, progress, and transformation. Today is Tuesday, April 1st. No April Fools. Today is day 112 out of 365. So, I wanted to drop a video and share my experience around what I'm going to call the quiet hour. This has been catalyzed, caused by a lot of things. So first, there's the general hustle grind mentality. Out there in the world, it is understood you got to get up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, up before the sun, get it in early, maximize your day and your potential. Now, I've bought into and tried some of that and come back to have my own experience. So whether it was 4 a.m., to tap into the pineal gland maximization, whether it was 5 a.m., shout out to 5 a.m. Club, or 6 a.m., just starting before the sun comes up. I've done it all. And inside of it, I've had my own experience. I've seen what works for me and I've seen what doesn't work. The best reason I could summarize to take this on in your life is honestly giving a good flip through of the 5 a.m. Club. It's a great book that told honestly like the Bible, parables, right? Told through a story, not necessarily dictating principles and distinctions, and a mix of both. But through that, it really taps into what I feel is like a top 10%, top 1%, truth is truth. And the classical phrase is the early bird gets the worm. In my experience, I find that to be absolutely true. And I would say that the top 20, 10, 1%, whatever statistic you want to go by, of the most successful people on earth are the people who make this practice. So let me elaborate and distinguish exactly what I'm talking about as far as the quiet hour. Now, this can be utilized at any time because honestly, the quiet time of the day is what is of benefit. However, if you want to infinitely multiply that, not only are you going to give yourself, a deep work session, 90 minutes to 2 hours, even 60 minutes would be of benefit, but not only giving yourself that quiet time every day to recharge, to give yourself self-care, compound it and multiply it by doing it at the beginning of the day. And by that, literally, before the day starts, before the sun comes up. And that's where this window, the quiet hour, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever your take is. But inside that time, something magical happens. The world goes to sleep. And by that, I don't mean dead. I don't mean non-existent. Everything is just in rest. Everything is in quiet. Everything is recharging. Everything is idle, right? Life itself slows down. And inside of this time, what I will say is as a human being, this time for me has become the most vital, the most crucial, because it's me time. This is time where whether I do get up at 4 a.m., whether I do get up at 6 a.m., whatever time I decide, I'm giving myself hours, a window of dedicated time to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Now, inside of that, again, I'm productive and I pour it into my self-care, but the importance of that is that in this quiet hour, that compounding effect is adding on nature, is adding on the yin of your divine feminine, is adding on that the sun is down, that coming alive energy has not come up yet, that the birds are not yet chirping, like life has not picked up. And in even your circadian rhythms, there's so much that you become in tune with nature when you get up with the sun. And so I just want to emphasize that because it's one thing. You can take your time at the end of the day. You can take your time midday. Having a quiet hour would be of benefit, period. But I'm specifically talking about my own prescription, what I found to be a benefit for me. And with that, the reason I give the range, right, is that I found it's not truly important that it is 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 4 a.m. Right now for me, 6 a.m. is the fit. I don't have to fight it. I don't have to, will myself up. Whereas 5 a.m., and that's even 5:30, because I do multiple alarms. I wake myself up to allow myself to go back to sleep, to get up when I want to get up. That way I feel I've gotten that, let me just snooze it off, let me be lazy, let me get up still at the intentional time that I want to. But I say all that to say, as somebody who struggled with 5 a.m., but when I went to 6 a.m., there was less resistance. I didn't have to struggle so hard. The rest didn't seem so tired, sleepy, like it's just natural. Within days, I could easily pop up, get up, whether I pre-planned the night before, whether I had an agenda. And that's another element. When I tried for the 5 a.m., what I noticed is that I truly had to be compelled to get out of bed. I truly had to be so excited to get into what I'm getting into. And don't get me wrong, I'm the type of person who believes in living a life worth living. And therefore, I have something to live into every day, no matter what. I'm building something within myself, something out in the world. I'm on a mission. I've got something to accomplish. And so inside of that, it's fairly easy for me to have things I get to do, can do, have to do. However, the difference in 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. just felt natural. And this is the first thing I've got to underline for you. Before you take on a distinction such as this, before you try this on, don't do it the way I say do it. Don't do it the way the book says do it. Don't do it the way the world says to do it. I'm emphasizing, as I often do here at YOLO, what I have found through experience is that getting your custom tailored prescription. It may not be that you're following this specific supplement regimen, workout routine, morning routine, anything in life, but find the elements and principles that make a difference, put them into your recipe, and make what works for you. So with that, the second half of this, I wanted to kind of mix in what I use this time for, because not only the time frame, I find my magical hour at 6 a.m. Getting another benefit of that, like I said about the circadian rhythms, nature and all that, getting to watch the sun come up. Everything's quiet because the sun's not up. Nothing's alive yet because life haven't been given, right? And waking up before that starts, getting to watch that transition, getting to enjoy the quietness, the stillness, and getting to give myself the dictated time block. Here's 2 hours before I need to do anything, 4 hours before I need to do anything, before I'm expected of anyone, my children, my clients, etc. I've got me time. So that's the first benefit. The second aspect of a quiet hour is that this is your time for self-care. This is the time to be with your thoughts. So when I'm talking about self-care, that is my health routine. That is getting my lungs fired up, getting my heart pumping, getting my stretching in, getting my cardio, workouts, morning supplements, whatever it is I'm doing, a liter of water fresh out of bed. This is how I build my life, my routine. And so the first 2 hours of every day, I've got my power up programming. Not a specific track, but I'm listening to affirmations. I'm listening to motivational tracks. I'm listening to prayers. I'm listening to things that pour into my spirit. Shout out Joe Dispenza. I'm giving myself access, also neuro-linguistic programming, neuroplasticity. I'm giving myself the language, the words, the affirmation, positive charge for the day, reinstilling my hope. And this is everything down to a tarot reading. Anything in the realm of spirituality, metaphysics, energy, I am pouring into that. This is my self-care. This is my recharge time. I'm journaling, getting present to my goals in life. And of course, what are my mission critical actions for today? I'm laying out what I'm thankful for, showing appreciation. I'm journaling about my dreams. Where is my spirit going while I'm asleep and unconscious? Where is my thoughts, my energy being given out into the world? With that, I'm also spending money, tapping into abundance, budgeting amounts of money, my ideal salary, my ideal goal for business to be operating, and just picking random numbers out of thin air. Going through this practice, I am spending tens of hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, quite literally, very quickly, because every day I'm going through that habit. Often enough, how much are you giving off the energy of spending? Is it just the 1st and 15th? Is it just when your clients come through? Is it just when your rent's due? That box, how often does your mind, your energy, your mental get to focus on, oh, $100,000, what do you want to do with that today? Who do you want to tithe and give away to? Who do you want to invest in? Mentally going through this practice, because every month you're doing the same thing, making ends meet, paying off your debts. That's all giving out energy. So I'm programming my affirmations, my appreciation, my gratitude, my goals. You see all this? Self-care. This is why in this quiet hour, there's no notifications on the phone. I haven't even checked messages. I don't care if it's a client or somebody personal. If it's not an emergency, it does not get my attention. It gets no response. Inside of this quiet hour, quiet hours, I get to put into myself. Pay yourself first. Every day I pay myself by having this quiet time. And that's the emphasis I wanted to give you, is that make sure you pay yourself every day. Maybe you can't do it first. Maybe it doesn't work for you to do it first. Maybe you work nights, graveyard, got little kids, whatever your situation is. Again, YOLO, find what works for you. You're only going to live this one life. But inside of that, utilize this distinction, quiet hour. Give yourself a shot, waking up early, before the sun, before the day starts, to begin your day. But take on these practices. Drop some comments down below. Let me know your recipe. Let me know where you've got benefits, or if you've got questions, let me know there as well. And in the meantime, I'm going to be right here, being the best version of myself one could say, beyond empowered. The question is,